Cardinal Donald Wuerl, the Archbishop of Washington, is one of the 115 cardinals who will elect the next Pope. Cardinal Wuerl, good morning. It's good to see you.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
You were in the Pope's final audience this morning. Some of the cardinals looked emotional, even teary. Were you one of them?
I was. It was such a powerful moment. This is the first time ever that we've had a Pope in this context say goodbye, and to see the thousands and thousands of people, but also to hear him speak of what this moment means. Yes, it was a very emotional moment.
Now, the general congregation of cardinals will start to meet perhaps late this week, perhaps early next week. Have there already been behind-the-scenes discussions, informal, among the cardinals about who may be the next pope?
Well, most of the cardinals are just arriving now, and so I would suspect that in the next days there'll be conversation, but a lot of the conversation is just getting to know better some of the other cardinals. Not all of the cardinals have an opportunity to come regularly to Rome for meetings. So a big part of these congregations is simply getting to know your brother cardinals.
You know, we just saw a piece that talked about some of the scandals and controversies the church has faced. I won't rattle them off again, but do you feel that finding somebody that can restore credibility to the institution is an urgent matter in electing the next pope?
I think the overriding thing is going to be to maintain the continuity of this focus on the mission of the church, the spiritual ministry of the church. Now, that always will involve the taking care of any problems that have arisen. But I think we will go into the conclave, the cardinals will go into the conclave looking for someone who can keep us focused, keep the whole church focused.
Do you think the spiritual mission of the church, the work of the church, has been undermined by some of these scandals?
The church and its work is always going to suffer when we, members, the human members of the church, don't live up to the fullness of the gospel. But that's a part of the history of the church. When Christ established the church that was divine and human, built into it are going to be some failures. The important thing, and I think that's what we'll be looking for, the important thing is to move beyond those, right what was wrong, and move into the future.
We've been talking about the unprecedented nature of this kind of abdication. We haven't seen it in 600 years, not totally unprecedented. Do you agree with the decision? Do you worry at all about the precedent that it sets?
Well, I think going into the future, we now have a new model. It's possible for a pope simply to say, not just intellectually, but now practically, I can't do this anymore. So I think the Holy Father has opened up a whole new chapter in the life of the Church. But what was so beautiful about this was the way Pope Benedict simply said, I don't have the energy to do what I know needs to be done. And I think we all know, going into the future, the work of the Pope, the next Pope, is going to have to be the work of moving the whole church rapidly into this very modern age.
I have 10 seconds left. If you had to choose brilliant manager, brilliant evangelist, which would you put a premium on?
I would always choose the evangelist, the person who can announce the good news.
All right, Cardinal Donald Wuerl, it's great to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
Important days for you ahead. Thank you.
You're welcome.